Hey everybody,
Marcus Crawford from the Idaho Quadcopter channel.
Hey, today Sarah and I went out to fly the Fimi X8 SE, and we went out on the Payette River to Black Canyon Reservoir, and we did a short flight out there, and I intended to fly a couple batteries over that, but it just didn't work out. We were in the middle of the sun. There were a bunch of things that happened. We were right next to a highway. There was a lot of highway noise, and then there was a lot of sun that was causing some issues of being able to not see FPV. Then some people, we found a spot and we pulled in there, and okay, this is going to be perfect. Then a guy pulls in with a big tanker truck. He says, hey, I'm going to be pumping water here. He starts up this big loud pump. So we moved from there. We found another spot. We found a perfect spot out on this dock, and we were getting ready to go out there, and this guy pulls up and he's fishing there. You know, and it's a public place, so he has every right to do that. So anyway, we took a short flight and then brought the drone back in. But I'm out at Heroes Park now, and we haven't been out here in quite a while, and I've been wanting to fly the Fimi for some time. So it looks like we got it all warmed up and ready to go. So let's put this guy in the air, and we'll just look around a little bit and maybe go through the menus. And you know, it's been a while since we've looked at all the features on this drone. So we'll just check out the features and maybe use a few of them. So I'm going to start video now. We're in 4K 30 frames per second, and you see the groundskeeper going by there. 4K 30 frames per second. Sunny day on the for the white balance, and gosh, I see no reason why we shouldn't just take off right now. So I'm going to get out of the way so you can see the drone, and we're going to take off. And the Fimi is a pretty stable drone. It goes up there a ways. We're going to let it go up to its height. I think it's about 13 feet, something like that is typically what it goes up to. Yeah, 13.8 feet, 13 and a half feet. So we'll let it sit and look, and we might try a precision landing in a little bit here. We got a fair amount of wind today, but that's no problem for this drone. This is a powerful drone. It handles it just fine. Let's bring it down. Bring it in here so we can get a look at it. And right in front of the camera here, I see no reason why we can't do our usual manual droney. So reverse and up now. Ooh, drop that gimbal down here a little bit. And the horizon doesn't look too bad. It's a little bit off there. Just very slightly. Okay, we're going to stop right there. And what I'd like to do is look around here a little bit. It's been a while since we've been out here, and I'm a little bit further than I want to be there, so I'm going to move back over the park here. And if we can find a gap in the cars here, I'd like to take you across the street. So you guys remember last year when we were flying out there, there were no houses or anything across there. This was all just a farmer's field. The part that you're seeing directly in front of you and the part behind the LDS church there was all just a farmer's field. So let's pull up, and if we can get a gap on 10 Mile Road, we'll go ahead and go across and go out there a ways. And this is just the drone to do it. Yeah, it looks to me like we're clear. So, well, there's a guy. He's going to be passed by the time we get over him. Full throttle. So looks like they're putting in another subdivision here, and like I said last year, this was a field they were growing grain in. So it's amazing, you know, we talk about the economy and we talk about what COVID has done. Unfortunately, there, take a look there. Our horizon has just gone horrifically wrong. That is a hallmark of this drone, and I know a lot of people say, yeah, you can get in there, adjust it. I've done that. I've done the calibrations. I've done all of that, and it's still you still get that crooked horizon, and that's just unacceptable. Now this is it's got wind going on, so I suspect that it's the wind that's causing part of that. We'll go out there to the corner. This drone has really good range, so it's not going to be any problem here. So I'll stop at the corner. That's a busy street. We're not going to go across that. But we'll stop here and let's see if we can straighten out that horizon. I'm going to do the wiggle here and see if it'll straighten out the horizon. I did that. I banked left and right. Let's do the yaw. Let's wiggle the yaw. And that, look at that. It kind of straightened it out a little bit, didn't it? Yeah. So anyway, interesting. Just part of this drone, and you know, this is, like I said, this is the 2018 version. I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna be really disappointed if that's not corrected in the 2020 version. We had a little bit of FPV break up there, you saw, but let's head on back here. Boy, they're putting in the streets. That'll be all houses here pretty quick. This used to be a good spot for me because I could go out and I could do a little bit of a range test and so forth, but once this is full of houses, obviously we're not going to do that. And as you recall, behind the LDS church here, it used to just be an empty field. So I'm going to see if I can get over that way. I'm going to see if I can cross over their parking lot, which is empty right now, and see if we can, of course these houses, I don't think they're occupied yet, but a lot of construction going on. You can see all the contractors there, all the builders and so forth. We do still have a field here between the Walmart and that. How long is that going to last? Who knows, huh? So we're going to go out here a little ways, and then I want to show you, they just widened 10 Mile Road here and did a lot of work, and you're going to see some different things here. So we're going to yaw to the left. I'm going to drop that gimbal down just a little. There again, that crooked horizon. That really bothers me. I just hate that. Fimi, if you're going to be a player, you got to fix that. You just got to fix that. You know, there's a lot of lesser drones that can get a flat horizon, and it just has to be done to get some decent video. I know people have had problems with the 2020 version that I've seen, and others are reporting that it's okay. I look forward to getting mine, and we'll be able to see. So kind of interesting. I don't know what they got planted here. Some kind of row crop. Maybe that's beets. I'm not sure. But let's just proceed sideways here. We're going due north now, and what you're looking at there is the entrance to the subdivision where this park is, and we've flown over that pond before there. But you can see there that crosswalk. It looks like they're going to put in a let's go forward, and I'll tilt the gimbal down, and you can see laying on its side there, it looks like they're going to put in a stoplight here. Yeah, it's giving me the low battery warning, so we're gonna bring it on home. I've got another battery. We'll put that into to get some other stuff. So we're over under that red roof over there. That's where I'm standing. So let's just go ahead and hit return to home, and let's let this baby come back. So I flipped it into return to home on the controller, and you can see it point towards me. It's going ascending to its return to home height. And it's telling us that it's in auto return mode. So let's see if we can get a precision landing. It should be able to do it. We gave it a good look at that landing pad, so we'll see. You know, maybe or maybe not. Once it lands here, I'm going to roll that footage that we took at Black Cat Reservoir, you'll get a chance to Black Cat. There's a street called Black Cat, or Black Cat Road, Black Canyon Reservoir. We'll show you that. And then once we're done rolling that, we'll put another battery in here and we'll try some other stuff. So you can see me standing down there right in the shadow there. I pointed the camera straight down so we can see how we're doing. Landing pad not detected. I don't know, it's centering up on it. We might get it. It's still saying not detected, but it's pretty much centered up on the landing pad, so it could get it. I'm going to turn around so I can watch with you here. It's looking. Yeah, landing pad detected, so we might get this. This sees the pad. No, now it says not detected. But it still looks like it's going to be pretty close. Well, it's just a little bit off. Well, we mowed the grass there, and I raised the gimbal, so. I'm going to change out the battery, and then I want to go through some of the automated flight modes and some of the features of this drone, because we just haven't looked at them for a while. So I like the way it automatically shuts off recording, so give me just a second and we'll get this thing going. So this is where we took off, right by the side of the road at Black Canyon Reservoir. That guy in the blue car was the guy I was telling you about that was fishing. There's Sarah. She sees the drone, and I guess thought that was funny. Wanted to show you how close we were to the highway, and there was a lot of noise there, so it made it very difficult to record any audio. But here's the big droney as we go out over the reservoir, and you see that little concrete pad there right over the water. That's where I intended to control the drone from and be flying from there. Wanted to take off up above, then I was going to walk down there. But that guy came and he was fishing off of that little spot. And hey, it's a public place, so it's just as much right for him to be there as me, so you can't argue about that. So we just changed our plans a little bit. One of the problems I had, though, is we were in the bright sun, and when I use my iPhone with the drone, obviously you're running the app, and then I do a screen recording at the same time, and so my phone tends to get hot, and when it gets hot, when you're in the direct sun like that, it dims the screen, so it can be difficult to see. So that was a problem when I was out here. But anyway, right there to the left, and I'll turn around here in a second, is called a little park called Triangle Park. And I probably should have pulled into there, because I surely could have probably found some shade and maybe flown from that point there, right where those jet skis are parked there. That would have very likely been a much better choice. So probably should have done that. But anyway, I just kind of did a little half circle around Triangle Park there. And I don't think there's anybody there. I just think there's some jet skis there, probably smart enough to be under the shade and having their picnic lunch or something like that. But I've actually never stopped into that park before, and I probably should have and checked it out. But anyway, so then I moved down the other side of the reservoir here, and that was a mistake, because that you'll see that hill right to the left there, right by Highway 52. It got between me with the controller and the drone, and I ended up losing connection with the drone. And that was full-on pilot error. I should have realized what I was doing there. There again, I was a little bit flustered because all the traffic noise, and I was struggling to see the FPV screen. But the drone did just as it should do, went into return to home upon loss of signal. And you saw it raised to its return to home altitude there, and it's heading towards the hill here. Now, mind you, at this point, I'm seeing nothing on FPV because the screen went blank when it lost connection. And there again, set your return to home height high. And what do you think we cleared this by? I'm going to say it's probably higher than it looks here. We probably cleared it by I don't know, 20 feet or something like that. But it did clear it. And as soon as I got to the other side, I got signal back, and I saw it coming back here. Anyway, did a return to home and did a landing. But at that point, I just decided to head on out. But you can see some boats out there. It would have been fun to track those boats. Okay, I've got the second battery in the drone, and it says, yeah, it's waiting for satellite. It says cannot take off. So let's click on that at the top. Yeah, everything looks okay. It says everything's normal, so I'm sure, yeah, so it's got enough satellites now. It's saying it's okay. So we're going to start recording, and let's go ahead and take off. This time, I think last time I did it on the app. This time we're going to do it on the controller. Just press that button. Oh, it's in return to home mode, it was telling me that. So I'd flipped it into return to home. When we came back from across the street, I got to flip it back into flight mode. So yeah, pay attention to FPV. So now we're going to hit the button, and it'll take off here. Let's drop that gimbal just a little, and up and away. So everybody's probably seen this view before. So that is looking at what you see. That edifice you see off in the distance is an LDS temple. Right next to that is a shopping center, and then we're going to go a little bit further to my right, to the drone's right, and that is the Boise front right there, and the Boise foothills. So let's go into some of the automated flight modes. You know, one of the ones that I always like trying, I'm looking around here. I know my wife is walking around here someplace, and I was trying to spot her. I don't see her. I was thinking maybe we'd chase her down with the drone or something. That'd be fun. But anyway, I digress. Let's go into. So all the automated flight modes are here on this little. It looks like a little Android-looking thing. On the app here in the bottom right corner. So click on that, and that will take us into that screen. So I think one of the ones that's usually the most fun is a spiral. So we'll do a spiral here. Spiral mission completed. So I'm going to edit that spiral out because it didn't. It wasn't very interesting. So we're gonna try it again. And I'm going to start recording now, so you guys won't even see that spiral. But let's bring it in here a little bit. I'm going to bring it right over the top of where I'm at, and we'll back off from there. And then I'm going to go into again the little Android looking thing, and I'm going to choose spiral. And so we're going to set the center right here, and then we're going to back off from that center point however far we want. So we're a ways off, and I am going to pick the gimbal up. I had the gimbal up really low there before, so we're going to pick the gimbal up where we have a little bit of the horizon in here, and then we're going to go to the next page, and we're going to set the radius. Let's set a pretty good radius, about a little over 200 feet. We're going to go clockwise, auto return, so that the drone returns to where it started from, and click start. And it will start its spiral. And so what it will do is it will increase its radius, and it will ascend from where it's at right now. So this one, the first one I did, I had the gimbal pointed too far down, and basically all you saw was grass. So yeah, pointed it up here a little bit. Boy, they got the grounds looking pretty darn good here. Nice and green. So these spirals, it's one of my favorite things to do, particularly if you have a point of interest, you know, something good that you can focus on, and the drone does a spiral about, moves away, and ascends in height at the same time. If you've got an interesting building or a person or a thing, that spiral is really cool. So it's returning to its starting point now, and once it's done, it'll stop recording. We're already down to 60% battery. So for our next trick, we're going to go chase down Sarah. I don't think she's seeing the humor in this at all. She's purposely ignoring us. Okay, enough of that. We'll quit bugging Sarah. Oh, I see, I didn't have it recording. Okay guys, I was chasing down Sarah, and what I forget is that this drone, when it's done with an automated flight, it shuts off recording. And so I was demonstrating the zoom, and we didn't get it. So I got recording started again, and we're going to see if we can zoom in on Sarah. See if we can find her here. There she is. And there's a slider on the right, or I can use the dial, or excuse me, on the left, or I can use the dial. So that's 3 times zoom right there. And then I can zoom out with that slider, and that's back to no zoom at all. So you got 1 to 3 times, and that's just digital zoom. And as you can see there, it shows the GPS coordinates at the top. Okay, so let's get out of SAR mode here. Exit auto flight, and we'll just do a manual droney. She's about ready to make the corner here, so we're going to go reverse and up. And there's that crooked horizon again. That is so disappointing. Kind of gives you, this will give you the idea of the size of this park. This is a good sized park, and they do a lot of soccer and different sports here. One of the things that's really cool, and I'm going to drop the gimbal down, is right here, this fishing pond. They literally stock that with fish, and I don't know, you see a lot of grown-ups fishing there, but I prefer to think of it for kids. Okay, we probably have enough time to demonstrate something else here, so let's go back into the automated flight modes, and you know, let's this thing, obviously we have had issues with a crooked horizon, but let's go into fixed wing mode. I haven't done that in quite some time. So what we'll see then is it will fly like an airplane. So you've got to be going faster than 7 miles an hour, it looks like, and we can do that easy enough. Yeah, so then it even told us it's in fixed wing mode, and then when I bank, see, it banks like an airplane. Is that cool or what? That is so cool. Let's bank it over. That's when you don't mind that crooked horizon. That's a lot of fun. It's been a long time since I've done that. So that's fixed wing mode. This drone just has a lot of interesting features. So let's click out of that. So out of fixed wing mode, and you know, the horizon doesn't look too bad. Yeah, so it's telling me that it's the battery's getting low. So let's go ahead and bring it in, and let's try for another precision landing. So I'm going to hit return to home. on the app now. So right here at the bottom, and it'll ask me return to home, and yeah, it's already at its return to home height, so it'll just come back here. And let's see if we can get a precision landing. It's telling me landing pad not detected. Let's go ahead and drop the gimbal so we can see it. Yeah, it's off quite a ways, but let's see if it centers on it. Down to 25% battery. Yeah, it's not going to find it. So I'll tell you what I'm going to do, folks. So I put it back into hover mode. We're going to pick up the camera here, and we're just going to bring it in here a little bit. I'm going to point this camera down, so hopefully maybe I can follow it down here. Okay, so there we are. There again, it shuts off recording automatically, which I think is a great feature. Let me get everything shut down and we'll do a quick conclusion. Okay, the Fimi X8 SE. This is the 2018 version. I do have a 2020 version ordered. I ordered it on April 4th. Today is July 7th, and I still don't have that bird. You know, that's what can be so frustrating about Banggood. You know, when we ordered those, we knew they were a pre-order, right? All of us that ordered them knew it was a pre-order. They gave us a shipping date of mid-May, May 15th. That date has just kept moving out and moving out and moving out. Now, the last thing I heard, some people have had some communication with Banggood, and they said July 10th. So we'll see what happens. There's a few of us that are going to be the last people in the whole world, I think, that get the 2020 version of the Fimi X8 SE. Hey, it was a great buy. I'm hanging in there waiting for mine. I don't blame you if you canceled your order at all. I totally get it. It's just absurd that you should have to wait something that long, wait for something that long to get it, and they've been sitting on your money that whole time. It's just the most frustrating thing that there ever is. But I'm sure we'll get it eventually. Now, a lot of people are ordering them through the Banggood China warehouse. I know Bill, the drone reviewer, did that, and he got it in about a week and a half or so. A lot of people are successfully ordering them on AliExpress, and they're getting them in a week or two. So there are ways to get them sooner if you want to, but you're just going to have to pay more. Oh, you can even order from B&H here in the U.S. and have it in a week or so, but you're going to pay a lot more than what we paid on that Banggood, that initial Banggood sale. The other thing is, Banggood is having a sale on them again. So I got a coupon code the other day that put the net price down to $409. That's just a steal for this drone. And if the 2020 version, if they do indeed have that horizon fixed, that's a great deal. So yeah, and like I said, the people I know that have ordered it from the Banggood Chinese warehouse are getting them in a week and a half or 2 weeks, something like that. So, you know, there's no guarantees, but that might be a safe bet. In any case, I will put the discount code in the description below, and a link if you want to get one of those. But I'm also going to say caveat emptor, buyer beware, because we all know what happens with these Chinese retailers. Nothing is guaranteed, and it just could take forever. So and by the way, those discount codes change all the time, so that code could change, who knows. But give it a shot, and if it works, it works. I do believe the drone is worth the money. I have a lot of fun every time I fly this drone, as you can see, we just touched on a few of the features. It's a feature-rich drone. It's got a great camera on it. I'm so frustrated with that tilted horizon. You saw when we flew out to the corner of the field, that horizon was way off. Now, part of that I think is wind. We've got 8 to 14 mile an hour winds here today, so you know the wind can push that gimbal, but you know, if Fimi really truly wants to play with the big boys, they've got to get that horizon thing figured out. And I have done all the calibrations. I've done the manual calibration where you set it up with a straight edge and you tilt it, and I've done all of that stuff, and I still continually get a tilted horizon with this guy. So it's I got this in May. I ordered this one, just to put it into perspective, I ordered this in December of 2018. I got it in May of 2019. So it's over a year old and been through a bunch of updates, and they haven't fixed that tilted horizon yet on this one. So if the 2020 version has it, I'm a little bit skeptical if they get that going. Although I will say I've seen some videos from a lot of people that say with one of the updates that it's looked pretty good. So so that's encouraging. Enough of that. So today I kind of took you on a tour around Heroes Park here. It's been a while since we've been out here. A lot of changes, a lot of development going on around here, so you got to take a look at that. Not very busy here at the park today, which is kind of cool. Good time to film some video and fly the drone. And then you'll saw the footage from Black Canyon Reservoir. My intention was to go through 2 batteries out there on the reservoir. There were some boats running around. It would have been fun to try and track some of those boats and do some things, but it just didn't work out. So anyway, you got to see that footage anyway. And then yeah, you know, we tried a spiral mode here. At first I tried it, I had the gimbal pointed too far down. I edited that out so you don't even have to look at it. It just wasn't interesting. Picked the gimbal up and you saw the spiral. The spiral is way more interesting when you have a point of interest closer in, but I just wanted to show you how it works and just kind of give you a sample of what's on this drone. And then in addition to that, we went out and put it in SAR mode, search and rescue mode, which gives you the GPS coordinates on the screen. And we searched out an individual that I was afraid was lost. That was my wife, Sarah. We searched and we found her. And I think she's a little bit annoyed. And so then I showed you how that 3x digital zoom works. And it's kind of handy. It works pretty good. There again, I messed up on the first part of that. I didn't have it recording at first, so I had to go back and redo it. And I'll edit out that part where I didn't have the recording started. So you're kind of seeing an abbreviated version. And then I guess we were about running out of battery by that time, so we just put it into return to home. We tried 2 precision landings. Neither one of them worked. It did not see the landing pad, or it did see the landing pad and then lost it. You know, I found with this guy that precision landing is hit or miss. But I will say is just the regular GPS landing is very accurate. So you know, it's within it's never more than 4 or 5. It's never more than 4 or 5 feet away from its original takeoff point, with or without precision landing. And that's good enough, because that allows you to either manually land it on the pad or hand catch it, or like I did here, I brought it over the concrete here and set it down. So you know, if I was to give this drone a grade, I guess I would give it a good solid B. It's so close to an A. If they could fix that horizon thing, I would not hesitate to give this guy an A. But enough jibber jabbering, as my friend Ron Brown likes to say. So that's about it. This is Marcus Crawford with the Idaho Quadcopter channel out. And if you like this kind of content, please consider subscribing to my channel. Most of all, I really appreciate you taking the time to look at this video. And yeah, here we have it, the Fimi X8 SE 2018 version. It's a mighty fine drone. All right, see you later.